Imagine a small, dusty fort on the edge of an Arabian desert. A handful of men inside, armed with courage and a single, ancient cannon. Outside, a force of hundreds of hardened guerrillas, screaming through the morning mist, ready to overrun them. This is the Battle of Mirbat, and for 9 soldiers of the British Special Air Service, it was the day they faced annihilation to change the course of a secret war. I'm Ibnul J. Farabi, and this is Flashpoints, the wars that shaped us. Our story unfolds in July 1972 in the Dhofar region of Oman. The Cold War is a global chess game, and this remote corner is a critical square. A communist insurgency, backed by neighboring South Yemen, is fighting to topple the Sultan. Their goal is to control the strategic Strait of Hormuz, through which a third of the world's oil flows. To stop them, Britain has sent its best, the SAS. Officially, they are training the local Omani forces. In reality, they are the linchpin of the entire defense. At a lonely outpost called Mirbat, 9 SAS soldiers are stationed with about 80 Omani gendarmes. Their commander is a 23-year-old captain named Mike Keeley. They have a perimeter of barbed wire, a few machine guns, and that old 25-pounder artillery piece from World War II. They are advisors, not frontline troops. But on the morning of July 19th, that distinction is about to vanish. Just before dawn, a patrol spots movement. Then, the sky erupts. Over 250 Adu guerrillas launch a full-scale assault, using heavy machine guns, mortars, and rocket-propelled grenades. They breach the perimeter wire. The Omani gendarmes, though brave, are pinned down. The situation is instantly desperate. The SAS men, in shorts and t-shirts, scramble to their positions. 2 of them, Trooper Tobin and Sapper Labalaba, a Fijian known for his immense strength, sprint 800 yards through a hail of fire to reach the gun pit, where the old 25-pounder sits. Labalaba single-handedly loads and fires the cannon at point-blank range into the advancing enemy, slowing the tide. But he is soon shot in the jaw. Back at the fort, Captain Keeley hears Labalaba's weakened voice over the radio. He and a medic, Trooper Takavisi, make a decision that defies all military logic. They run, in the open, across that bullet-swept ground to reach their comrade. They find Labalaba, jaw shattered, still managing to fire the cannon. The 3 of them hold the gun pit, a tiny island in a sea of enemy fighters. For hours, they fight. The other SAS men direct airstrikes from Omani jets so close that the explosions shake the very ground they're lying on. They are running out of ammunition, out of time. The turning point comes from the sky and the sea. Omani Strike Master jets, guided by the SAS radios, strafe the Adu positions, and a relief force of SAS reinforcements, who had been frantically sailing down the coast, finally arrives and attacks the enemy from the rear. By mid-afternoon, the Adu, shattered by the ferocious defense and the sudden new threat, break and retreat into the hills. The fort holds. Of the 9 SAS soldiers, 2 are dead, Fijian heroes Labalaba and Takavisi. The Adu lost dozens. But the strategic victory was absolute. The insurgents' morale was broken. They had thrown their best force at a symbolic target and been defeated by a tiny, determined band. The SAS reputation for the impossible was sealed in the sand of Mirbat. The Dhofar War would be won, Oman would remain stable, and the Strait of Hormuz and the global oil routes stayed secure. There's a profound lesson in Mirbat about the weight of a single moment. History often feels like it's moved by vast armies and long campaigns. But sometimes, it pivots on the actions of a few individuals in a few desperate hours. 9 men, a forgotten cannon, and a refusal to yield. They weren't just defending a fort. They were holding a line for an entire geopolitical order. It reminds me that resilience isn't about having overwhelming force. It's about the decision to stand, to run toward your friend, to fire one more round when all logic says you're already lost. It's the flashpoint where willpower writes history. For Light Knot Studios, I'm Ibnul J. Farabi. Find our archive and more at https://www.lightknotstudios.com.